Have you ever been through a time in your life when everything felt like it was falling apart? When you couldn't understand why the people you loved walked away, why nothing worked out the way you planned, why your heart felt heavy, your eyes filled with tears, and your soul completely exhausted? Many of us go through moments like this. We wonder, why is Allah doing this to me? Why am I suffering? Why does everything feel so painful? But what if I told you that the pain you're feeling is not a sign that Allah is breaking you, it's a sign that He's building you? That when life feels like it's crushing your heart, it may actually be that Allah is strengthening your soul? Yes, sometimes what feels like destruction is actually construction. Allah removes the things that are weak, temporary, and harmful, not to hurt you, but to prepare you for a stronger heart, a wiser mind, a deeper connection with Him. This video is about those powerful signs. 5 clear signs that your difficulty is not meant to destroy you, but to elevate you. These signs will remind you that Allah, in His love and wisdom, is shaping your soul through the storm. You're not being punished, you're being purified, and what's ahead is far greater than what you've lost, if you only trust Him. So if you're going through a tough time, feeling lost, lonely, or broken, this video is for you. Watch till the end, because these signs could completely change how you see your pain. They can give you hope, they can give you peace, and most importantly, they can bring you closer to your Creator. Please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment to share your thoughts, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers for more inspiring Islamic content. 1. You face tests, but you don't lose faith. Life is a journey full of moments, some joyful, some deeply painful. But the strength of your soul is not measured by how much you smile in good times. It is measured by how firmly you hold on to your faith when the world seems to collapse around you. One of the greatest signs that Allah is strengthening your soul is when you go through hardship, and yet your heart doesn't disconnect from Him. Your body may feel weak, your eyes may shed tears, your heart may be hurting, but deep inside, you still whisper, "Ya Allah, I trust you." That whisper is not weakness, it is the voice of a powerful soul being built by the most merciful. Many people think that if life becomes difficult, it means Allah is angry or that He has abandoned them. But this is not true. Tests are not punishments. Tests are purifications. Tests are transformations. Allah chooses the hearts He wants to strengthen. He chooses the souls He wants to elevate. When you go through pain and you don't leave your prayers, that is strength. When your dua is not answered yet, you keep asking, that is strength. When people hurt you and you still forgive them for the sake of Allah, that is strength. The world may see your tears and think you are weak. But Allah sees your sujood at night, your quiet du'as, your patience in silence, and He knows that your soul is being lifted. Just like a seed must break to grow into a tree, your soul sometimes goes through hardship so it can rise higher than before. You are not being broken, you are being built. And every test is a tool in Allah's divine workshop, carving your character, strengthening your heart, and softening your soul toward Him. Do not look for comfort only in people or places. True comfort is in knowing that your struggle is not wasted. Every tear you cry for the sake of Allah, every moment you stay strong when you want to give up, is counted. It is loved. It is rewarded. Allah sees it all, and He will never let your patience go in vain. The stronger your soul becomes, the closer you walk to Allah, and the less the world can shake you. So don't give up. Your test is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your transformation. Keep walking. Keep praying. Keep believing. The day will come when you will look back and say, that pain was the reason I found Allah in a way I never had before. And that is the greatest strength of all. 2. You feel pain, but you learn patience. Pain is something every human being feels in life. Whether it's the pain of losing someone you love, the pain of being misunderstood, or the pain of waiting for something that your heart longs for, it is real, and it hurts. But when that pain does not lead you to hopelessness, and instead, it teaches you to be patient, to trust Allah more, and to rely on Him deeply, then know that Allah is strengthening your soul. You see, patience is not just about waiting. It's about how you wait. Do you wait with bitterness and anger, or do you wait with calmness, hope, and faith in Allah? When you are in pain, and yet you choose to say, Allah will make a way, this is not weakness. This is the soul becoming stronger. Many people run away from pain. They try to hide it. But the believer faces pain and learns from it. The believer uses pain as a bridge to reach Allah. There are moments in life when your heart is so heavy that even smiling feels difficult. Your thoughts are full of confusion, and nothing around you seems to bring peace. In those moments, when you lift your hands and say, Ya Allah, I don't know what to do, but I trust you, you are learning patience. This patience is not taught in books. It is built inside you, through struggle. And Allah is watching every second of your effort. Patience is one of the most powerful weapons of a believer. It protects your iman. It strengthens your character. And it brings you closer to your Creator. It is not easy. No one said it would be. But the one who is patient, even when life is full of pain, is being trained by Allah to become unshakable. This is how Allah builds the strongest souls. Through hardship, through tears, through long nights when you cry alone, but still pray and wait for His help. Sometimes, you may wonder why your pain lasts so long. Why is your heart still aching? Why are your prayers still unanswered? It is because Allah is not just preparing the blessing for you. He is also preparing you for the blessing. Allah does not leave His servant in pain forever. He tests you for a reason. He sees your effort. He hears every silent dua. He knows every time you fight your ego just to remain calm, to hold on, to not complain, and to wait for His timing. Every time you show sabr in private, every time you choose to stay positive, even when your soul is exhausted, Allah is polishing your heart. You are being taken higher than you were before. Sometimes, people around you may not understand your pain. They may tell you to move on or act as if nothing is wrong. But remember, Allah understands. Even when no one else sees your struggle, Allah does. Even when you cry alone at night, Allah is near. He sees the tears, He counts them, and He records every act of patience. That is why the pain you feel is never wasted. It is growing your soul. It is softening your heart. It is building your trust in Allah. So the next time pain knocks on your door, don't run away from it. Face it with the heart of a believer. Feel it. Cry if you need to. But don't let it shake your faith. Let it shape your soul. Let it teach you how to trust Allah more. Let it remind you that patience is not about doing nothing. It's about doing everything with faith, with calmness, and with the belief that Allah's help is always near. Your pain is real. But so is your strength. And your strength is being built every time you choose patience over panic, faith over fear, and trust over doubt. This is not just a test. It is a transformation. You are not being broken. You are being made into someone who can walk through fire and still carry light. 3. You start seeing the bigger picture. Sometimes in life, we find ourselves trapped in a moment of pain, confusion, or doubt. We are so focused on the challenges right in front of us that we cannot see beyond them. It's as though we are in the middle of a storm, and all we can think about is the rain, the thunder, and the wind. But a sign that Allah is strengthening your soul is when, even in the midst of difficulty, you start to see beyond that storm. You begin to realize that there is a bigger picture, a plan that Allah has already set in motion for your life, and you start to trust in that plan with full certainty. Often, we struggle to understand why things happen the way they do. We ask ourselves, why is this happening to me? Why did I have to go through this pain? Why didn't Allah grant me what I wanted? It's natural to question these things. However, Allah, in His infinite wisdom, has a plan for every one of us that we may not always be able to see. We live in a world where we see only the small pieces of a much bigger puzzle. But when Allah strengthens your soul, He allows you to take a step back and glimpse that larger picture. You begin to see the wisdom in what you once thought was a tragedy. This doesn't mean that everything becomes clear overnight. The process of understanding is gradual, and it takes time. But as your trust in Allah deepens and your faith becomes stronger, you begin to realize that sometimes the pain you endure today is setting you up for a greater reward tomorrow. You may not understand why certain things happen, but the ability to see beyond your present situation is a sign that your soul is growing and evolving. Just as an artist can only see the full picture after stepping back from their canvas, you too will only be able to understand Allah's grand plan once you stop focusing solely on the immediate moment. Sometimes, Allah's wisdom is hidden behind the veil of time, and only later will you see the good that came from your trials. The struggles that seem so difficult right now may be the very things that shape you into the person you are meant to be, a person who can carry the strength, patience, and wisdom required for the future. When you start to see the bigger picture, you realize that every experience, whether positive or negative, plays a role in your growth. You understand that your struggles are not in vain, but they are part of the process of becoming who you are meant to be. With time, the difficult moments that once seemed overwhelming may become stepping stones to greater opportunities. You begin to understand that Allah's plans for you are greater than your own, and that He is always guiding you toward what is best. This perspective shift can change everything. Instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, you begin to approach them with gratitude. You may not be able to see the good in the moment, but you trust that it will come. And in this trust, your soul becomes stronger. You learn patience, resilience, and the ability to surrender to the will of Allah, knowing that He is guiding you toward a greater purpose. The more you rely on Allah's plan, the more peace you will find. The more you see beyond the immediate pain and discomfort, the more you will begin to appreciate the bigger picture. You start to understand that your current circumstances are only a small part of the journey, and they are necessary for your growth. Life is not just about the moments of happiness and success. It is also about the times of struggle and hardship, and how those moments shape us into better versions of ourselves. When you start seeing the bigger picture, you realize that both the light and the darkness are part of Allah's design for your life. And in this realization, your soul becomes unshakable, filled with the certainty that every experience is a stepping stone toward your ultimate good. 4. You feel alone, but you feel closer to Allah. There are moments in life when everything becomes quiet. Friends grow distant. Family doesn't understand you. The people you once trusted stop checking in. You walk into a room and you feel like no one sees you. You scroll through your phone and no one is messaging you anymore. That heavy feeling of being alone sinks into your heart. It hurts. But in this deep silence, something unexpected happens. You begin to hear your soul calling out to its Creator. You feel closer to Allah than ever before. This is not a punishment. It is not a sign that something is wrong with you. In fact, it might be the exact opposite. It is a powerful sign that Allah is strengthening your soul. When Allah removes people from your life or makes them distant, sometimes it's not because you're being left behind. It's because you're being drawn closer to the one who never leaves. Being alone in this world doesn't mean you are lonely in the spiritual world. It is often in these quiet, lonely times that your relationship with Allah becomes real. When there's no one to talk to, you start talking to Him. When no one understands your pain, you find comfort in His words. When everyone else walks away, you find yourself turning to the one who has always been there. Have you ever noticed how your dua becomes deeper when you're alone? How do your tears feel more pure? How does your heart open up more in sajda when it's just you and Allah in the middle of the night? This is not a coincidence. This is Allah calling you to Him. When your heart is tired and you feel like no one truly gets you, Allah is inviting you to feel the love that no human can give, the love of the Creator. In these moments of isolation, your soul is being transformed. You're learning how to depend on Allah without relying too much on people. You're learning that peace doesn't come from having a crowd around you, it comes from knowing Allah is with you, even when no one else is. You're learning to love your own company because it becomes a space where you can reconnect with your Lord. Sometimes, loneliness is not a punishment. It is preparation. Preparation for a higher purpose. Preparation for a deeper connection with your Lord. And if you embrace it, if you use this alone time to pray more, read more Quran, and reflect on your life, you'll find that this period of isolation becomes the most meaningful chapter of your spiritual journey. You are never truly alone. Even if the world forgets you, Allah never does. And that is enough to carry you through every storm. So walk through your lonely days with your head held high. Because in your silence, you are being filled with strength. In your solitude, you are finding your Lord. And in your sadness, you are being wrapped in divine love. 5. You let go. Letting go is one of the hardest things a person can do. Letting go of the past. Letting go of the pain. Letting go of the people who hurt you. Letting go of expectations that were never fulfilled. It hurts. But sometimes that moment, when you finally release what you've been tightly holding on to, is the exact moment your soul begins to heal and grow. It's a powerful sign that Allah is strengthening you from the inside. He's not breaking you. He's building a version of you that is lighter, freer, and closer to Him. Many of us walk through life carrying heavy loads, regret, anger, disappointment, heartbreak. These feelings don't just live in our minds, they live in our hearts. They shape how we see the world and how we act. But Allah, in His mercy, wants you to be free of those burdens. He wants you to move forward. And so, He gently teaches your soul to let go. Letting go doesn't mean you forget everything. It doesn't mean the pain suddenly disappears. It means you stop allowing the pain to control your heart. You stop letting the past steal your present. It means you accept what happened, and you trust that Allah had a reason, even if you don't fully understand it yet. So if you've reached that point in your life where you say, "I'm done trying to fix everything by myself," then congratulations. That's not the end, it's a beautiful beginning. Because when you let go of the world and hold on to Allah, you gain everything. And that, dear soul, is when your heart becomes strong, pure, and unshakable. Your journey is not unnoticed. Every tear you've shed, every silent prayer you've whispered, every night you couldn't sleep, Allah knows. And sometimes the greatest mercy comes through the greatest hardship. Because through pain, Allah opens your heart to Him. Through loss, He brings you back to what truly matters. And through struggle, He strengthens the soul that He loves. So if you're feeling broken today, remember, you are not broken. You're being rebuilt. You're not falling apart. You're falling into place. Every trial is a lesson. Every delay is protection. And every moment of sadness is a doorway to the light of Allah's mercy. Thank you so much for watching. If this video touched your heart, please give it a like, drop a comment below, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers for more uplifting Islamic content. Your support means the world to us.